What's going on everybody? Welcome to my channel, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious Asian squid salad. It's really fresh, super easy to make, and has the most amazing flavours. To start this off, we're going to make our dressing, which is a Nuoc Mam Cham, which is just a Vietnamese dressing. Here I have one long red chilli. I'm just going to take the stem off, slice it down the centre, and for now we're only going to be using half of this, so I'll be saving this for the garnish for our salad. It's up to you if you want to take the seeds out of this, but I'm going to leave these in as they just add a little bit of extra heat. I'm going to pop this into a small saucepan. Then with one lime, I'm just going to cut it in half. Save one half so we can squeeze it over our salad at the end, and place the other half in the saucepan with the chili. Here I have one clove of garlic. With the side of your knife, we're just going to place it on top of the garlic and push down just to crush it. We're then going to add this to the saucepan. And then same again with one stalk of lemongrass. This one weighs 20 grams. With the side of your knife, just push it down and that will release all of its flavour. Add that into the saucepan, along with a 10-gram piece of sliced ginger, 3 kaffir lime leaves, 75 millilitres of fish sauce, 50 millilitres of white vinegar, and you can also use rice wine vinegar, 20 millilitres of water, and 70 grams of white sugar. Going to place this on our stovetop. Place this onto a high heat. Give this a stir just to help that sugar dissolve. And then all we're going to do is bring this up just before boiling point, just so that sugar can dissolve, and then we'll remove it from the heat. As this is coming to a boil, just give it one more stir just to make sure all of that sugar's dissolved. Then I'm going to turn this off the heat, remove it off the heat source, and allow it to cool down for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then we'll transfer it into another container and place it in our fridge to completely cool down and become a nice cold dressing. So once that's cooled down, I'm then going to pour this into a jug and add all of those ingredients, just so the flavours can further infuse. And place this in our fridge to completely cool down. Then whilst we're waiting for our dressing to cool down, we're going to preheat our oven to 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then on an oven tray lined with parchment paper, I'm just going to add 50 grams of unsalted peanuts, spread them out, and drizzle them with about a teaspoon's worth of olive oil. Just a small pinch of salt, and then we're going to chuck these in our preheated oven. We're going to chuck these into the oven and roast them for 5 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to place a large saucepan filled halfway full of water onto our stovetop and bring it to a boil. Then after 5 minutes, our peanuts are nice and roasted. We're just going to allow these to completely cool down. Then whilst we're waiting for our water to come to a boil, here I've got one fresh squid or calamari. We're just going to put our knife into the squid and just carefully slice our knife through the side of it and open it up. I'm just going to remove a tiny bit of the top of the squid. I just find that this part's really tough. Then this part's completely optional, but I'm going to score the squid, which means making tiny little cuts all along it. And this way, when we put it in the water, it will tense up and create a really nice pattern onto the squid. So all we have to do and then we'll cross it over and cut it on the opposite angle. And careful when you do this, because you don't want to cut it all the way through. I'm then going to slice it in half and then cut this into thin strips. So then we have our nice pieces, and you can see that there's kind of like a checkered pattern on there. And if you notice on the opposite side, the knife hasn't gone through. And depending on how much you like your squid, you can easily do 2 of these. So before we cook the squid, you want to make sure you've got a bowl full of ice cubes and water. This will completely shock the squid and stop it from cooking. And just before we cook the squid, we're just going to season our water with about a tablespoon's worth of sea salt. We're then going to add in our squid and cook this for literally 40 seconds. So then after 40 seconds, we'll spoon out the squid using a slotted spoon to drain that water off and add it straight to the ice water. Once the squid's completely cooled down, just pour it through a strainer or a sieve and just allow it to completely drain. Then to start our salad, here I've got 1 carrot. We're just going to peel this, top and tail this. Then what I'm about to do is completely optional. You can just put this on a grater, but I'm going to cut this in half and then make small strips. So that once that's done, and you've got all small strips, if you're doing it this way, you can do it one by one, but it will take a little bit of time. Try and piece up a few, or 3 or 4 pieces that are the same size, neaten them up, and then come through with your knife and really thinly slice. And this cutting technique here is called Julienned. So once you've got all of that, I'm going to add this to a large mixing bowl. Then here I've got half of a Wombok, which is a Chinese cabbage, and this weighs 320 grams. I'm just going to cut this root bit out and just get rid of that. Then whatever way's easier for you, you can cut it straight like this. You can separate the leaves and make it a smaller piece and do it that way. Then I'm going to really finely slice this, and this cut's called chiffonade. So then once all that's finely chopped, we're going to add this to the bowl with the carrots. Then here I've got a 250 gram piece of red cabbage. Not sure why it's called red cabbage, because it's purple, but you know. I'm going to slice the core out. And then the same principle with this. Just separate it up and finely slice. Add this to the bowl with the other ingredients. Then here I've got 15 grams of fresh mint. Doesn't have to be perfect, just give it a rough chop. Add that to the bowl. Then 20 grams of fresh coriander or cilantro. Same again, just roughly chop. Add that to the bowl. Then with our roasted peanuts, we're just going to roughly chop these. Pop these aside. Then with our chili that we left at the beginning, I'm just going to deseed this. Then on a slight angle, I'm just going to thinly slice this. Slice our lime in half. Add in our squid to our salad. And then through a sieve, we're going to pour over our dressing. Mix all of this together. And then we're going to plate it up. And depending on how many people you're serving this for, you can have 2 really generous servings, or you could easily serve 4 people with this. And then because this is 1 serving, Just going to sprinkle over just a bit of those peanuts. Here I have some fried shallots, and the peanuts and the shallots will add a nice crunchy texture to this. And then to finish it off, I'm just going to sprinkle over our chopped chili. And here we have our beautiful, fresh and tasty Thai squid salad. And before we try this, we'll squeeze over our fresh lime. That is literally the best salad. It's sweet, it's salty, it's extremely fresh, the squid's perfectly cooked, those peanuts and the shallots bring off a great texture, and that chili and lime just really tops it off. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I was able to teach you something. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, make sure you hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell notification next to it so you never miss one I upload. I post 3 videos a week with recipes, tips, tricks and secrets. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.